cloud, we can analyze 100 per day.
Okay.
Whatever I can do to help compute a cure for cancer, that's what I'd like to do.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
New car replacement is just one of the features that comes standard with the base Liberty Mutual policy. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, rates won't go up due to your first accident.
Rocket launcher.
Learn more by calling 1-888-675-3155. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. For a free quote today, call Liberty Mutual Insurance at 1-888-675-3155. See car insurance in a whole new light.
Cell phone.
Liberty Mutual Insurance.
The president of Vanuatu is asking for the world's help in the wake of Tropical Cyclone Pam. The storm battered the country, made up of a group of islands in the Pacific. The extent of the damage unknown, but the pictures show just how powerful Pam was. 24 people are now confirmed dead. That number is expected to rise. Our senior international correspondent Ivan Watson has the latest from the island nation.
The first cargo flights carrying emergency help flying into an island nation battered and in some places flooded by the worst storm seen here in generations.
We have no food, so now we have no food, no houses, house fall down.
Your house is destroyed?
Yeah.
Vanuatu is a highly prized
try to
destination for
discuss it.
adventurous foreign tourists, but it's also one of the poorest countries in the Pacific, a place where many rely on subsistence farming to feed their families. These tough islanders haven't wasted any time clearing debris and reopening roads, but even their resilient
Okay, you
spirit
can't hear this,
clearly been
but
shaken.
try and play the game. I'll put the
terrifying wind
description.
ripped away the walls of Janita Sandy's house, leaving her family homeless.
No house. We cry.
I got this idea from Popular
We don't know
MMOs.
how to what we're gonna do next. That's why we leave it like this. Just clean up.
If not for preparation and training, some here say it could have been even worse.
Everybody was inside the evacuation center. Of course, that was part of the plan which the training that we had, and the church is actually like our main evacuation center during the cyclone.
3 days after the storm, this church is still serving as a temporary shelter for dozens of families. There's still no electricity in this community, no running water, and locals tell us it'll probably take them years to rebuild.
The natives of Vanuatu are sometimes called the happiest people on earth. It's hard to imagine what they could have done
Okay.
to deserve this.
Flooding.
Ivan Watson, CNN, Port Vila in Vanuatu.
If you want to help those people, go to cnn.com/impact. cnn.com/impact. You can impact your world. Ivan Watson, thanks for that report. When we come back, Vladimir Putin, he's back after being out of the public eye for 10 days. The Russian president has now reappeared, but that hasn't ended speculation about where he's been and what he's been doing. We'll go live.
Oh man, what are you doing? Let's try the drill. Crowbar.
The 2016 ILX with 8-speed dual clutch transmission from Acura.
Khan Academy is a not-for-profit with the mission of providing a free world-class education for anyone, anywhere. If you look at a Khan Academy video, they cover everything from basic arithmetic to calculus, trigonometry, finance. You can really just get what you need at your own pace. And so Bank of America came and reached out to us.
I didn't even say it.
Interested in making sure that everyone really understands personal finance. And we're like, well, where are you?
I know, noob.
And so it was kind of a perfect match.
driving along, having a perfectly nice day, when out of nowhere a pickup truck slams into your brand new car. 1 second,
Oh,
it wasn't
come
there.
on.
The next second, boom, you had your first accident. Now you have to make your first claim.
I do this
You
all
talk to your
again.
insurance company, and boom, you're blindsided for a second time. It won't give you enough money to replace your brand new car. Don't those people know you're already shaken up?
Liberty Mutual's new car replacement will pay for the entire value of your car, plus depreciation. Call 1-844-296-5522. And for drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. Switch to Liberty Mutual Insurance and you can save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-844-296-5522. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I forgot to click.
An unprecedented CNN event. He didn't vanish without leaving a trace. The story of Jesus and the clues he left behind. Faith, fact, forgery. Finding Jesus. Sundays at 9
Okay.
on CNN.
Click
Hi,
where
I'm Jay
it's at.
Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and we're here in Detroit with our amazing team members. Let's meet some of them. People
Oh,
have heard a lot about HARP, but
come
what's
on.
HARP?
It is the
Should
Home
I start?
Affordable Refinance Program, and it is a government program that lets homeowners refinance if their home is underwater.
Average savings for one of our HARP programs is about $250 a month, which is nice.
He's on
Tell us about the HARP
steroids.
program. How does it work? All you do is you call Quicken Loans for a free mortgage review. Okay. Figure out what we can do for you, and if you're in a good spot, we'll let you know immediately.
Okay. And for 5 years in a row now, JD Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction. And this year, for the first time, they've also ranked us highest in the nation in mortgage services.
What makes the HARP program so special?
It's a really easy process. From start to finish, we're doing it in 30 days.
This is what I'll totally do. I'll just take it from him.
It's easy.
Call Quicken Loans today for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
The $500 million question, tomorrow night at 9.
Russian President Vladimir Putin has finally reappeared in public. Speculation had been
Most people go
stirring
for the
about his
window,
health and his personal life
but I'll
after
try
he
and
hadn't
still
been
door.
seen in 10 days. But his appearance hasn't entirely calmed
Look
all
at
the rumors out there about where he's been, what he's been doing.
Oh,
Our
come
international
on.
correspondent Chance is joining us live from Moscow right now. Matthew, did the Russian president address his absence in any way?
Spam, 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 spam.
Well, he didn't explain.
Right behind you, right behind you.
He simply made light of it. He appeared with the president of Kyrgyzstan, looking very healthy, putting paid to some of those rumours that he'd been seriously sick. There'd been speculation that he'd had cancer, that he'd had suffered a stroke. There'd even been speculation that he'd died. Obviously, that's been put to rest finally. But he didn't explain why he was away for 10 days, which is an extraordinary absence for a leader that's usually so present as this, particularly an absence without explanation. You can imagine that the US president was away for 10 days. Nobody knew where he was. It would be, utter chaos.
Gonna be super cool.
But he did make light of it. He said, look, I'm not going to explain it, but
No.
things would be very boring. I'm kind of paraphrasing it. Things would be very boring without gossip. And so, you got the sense he was smiling, he was quite enjoying all the attention.
Again for Gia.
Over the weekend, there was a documentary, as you know,
Oh, come on.
Russian TV, in which Putin supposedly claimed he was ready to put Russia's nuclear forces on alert over last year's crisis in Crimea, in Ukraine.
I'm trying to punch his last.
That's right. I mean, he said this in this documentary to mark the year since the annexation of
You
Crimea by
survived.
Russia. That was broadcast on Sunday night here, local
Oh,
time.
dang it.
3-hour documentary, a big interview with Vladimir Putin. In it, he did make that suggestion that he had
Plungers.
putting Russia's nuclear forces on a higher degree of alertness.
I still got it. I
If
got
the
it.
situation had developed where other countries, like
Yeah.
Ukraine, Western
I
countries,
did it.
had
I did it.
attempted to seize
I
back,
did it. I did it.
Crimea
I
from
did it.
Russia, after they'd
I
taken
did it.
I think it was just trying to
Teleporter.
underline how important Crimea is to Russia, they were prepared to go, he's saying, all the way to defend that and to keep it as part of Russia. And so that was the basis on which he was talking. The nuclear footing of Russia's nuclear arsenal was not changed. It was just something they considered doing if the situation deteriorated.
Fascinating material. His approval ratings inside Russia right now, they remain sky high for some reason, despite all the setbacks economically that the Russian people have been suffering since that invasion of Crimea a year or so ago. All right, Matthew, thanks very much for that. That's it for me. I'll be back 5 p.m. Eastern in the Situation Room. For our international viewers, CNN News Center coming up next. For our viewers in North America, Newsroom with Brooke Baldwin starts right now.
It's not obvious.
Wolf Blitzer, thank you so
I
much.
just love this ending, actually.
When you're watching CNN, we are beginning with this real estate heir Robert Durst and what appears to be his confession to not one, but multiple murders. Here's the backstory. This man was born into one of the richest families here in New York City. Crime watchers will tell you his luck runs far beyond his birthright. He has been linked to the deaths of 3 people: his wife, his confidant, and his neighbor. Robert Durst has escaped any murder convictions thus far, but now may be the beginning of the end of his freedom. This is his latest mugshot after his arrest just this past Saturday. He just waived extradition, but we also just learned Durst may face more charges in New Orleans on top of a murder charge in California. LAPD says the victim here is Susan Berman. Durst's close friend appeared to be poised to talk with the police when someone shot her to death back in 2000. Investigators say
okay, I tried everything.
Could it be?
Now let's try with some mistakes.
The letter was written by Durst, and the handwriting on it seems to match a letter sent anonymously many years ago directing police to Berman's body. But there is so much more police could actually use from this film. In The Jinx, Durst is confronted with a letter. He then goes to the bathroom, apparently totally forgetting that his microphone is still on. And I want you to listen here. This is key. Listen to what the documentary cut Durst said.
Yeah! What it was? Boo! Shakalaka! Oh, man.
Of course. You hear that? Kill them all. Of course. HBO is owned by Time Warner, which is the parent company.
Okay, I really like the file.
Durst's attorney had this to say.
Let's see what happened to the window. You always could do a window. Oh, come on.
Bob Durst did kill Susan Berman. He's ready to end all the rumor and speculation and have a trial.
Talk about all kinds of twists and turns, Miguel Marquez, and we got a lot to talk about here. About for people who are not incredibly familiar with this man's story, he has been a suspect ever since his wife disappeared. That was back in 1982. Can you walk me through this from there?
Yeah, I don't think William Shakespeare could write a more interesting and dramatic tale. I mean, this is Lady Macbeth with sort of seemingly blood on her
grenades.
He's confronted with that letter that you mentioned, and then goes to the bathroom and makes these confessions after being so shaken by the documentary filmmaker that he basically admits to killing not just Berman but others. So in 1982, his wife goes missing in Westchester County, Connecticut.
I never went left.
And her body's never found, and he is suspected in her killing. In 2000, when police reopened that investigation, they went to talk to Susan Berman, who's his longtime friend and a crime writer. She ends up dead, shot, killed, murdered. He never gets charged with that crime. In 2001, he moves to Galveston, Texas. He's a millionaire, paying $300 a month rent for this place in Galveston, Texas. He's dressing in a wig.